It's our time. We must sacrifice together because we are all in this together and we'll come through together. It's the invisible enemy. That's always the toughest enemy, the invisible enemy, but we're going to defeat the invisible enemy. I think we're going to do it even faster than we thought, and it will be a complete victory. It'll be a total victory.
All right, welcome back. We're fighting an invisible enemy, and we're fighting enemies all over the place, including this crazy coronavirus, where it's a novel strain, as we've been talking about, and human bodies just don't have the antibodies that are prepared to fight this virus. So it's getting scarier by the minute. Right here in New York, the New York Stock Exchange is closed down for human trading. It's on an all-electronic trading schedule, and as we speak right now, the Dow is up 300. Bitcoin is over 6,000, so there may be a little sanity coming back in the market. Before getting to my next guest, I just want to point something out to you. Back in 2008 and 2009, when the financial crisis was pounding our capital markets, I was called in as a subject matter expert by the Department of the Homeland Security, also by the House of Representatives Financial Services Committee, the Senate Banking Committee, to talk about manipulative trading going on in our markets. And there was a tremendous amount of evidence that China and other foreign enemies were shorting the stocks in our market that were critical, including the financial institutions. The SEC at that time, under Chris Cox, came out with what he called a prophylactic measure, where he banned short selling in all the financial stocks. Nearly 1,000 stocks were not allowed to be shorted through the crisis. They instituted what they called a pre-borrow rule. And when I look down today at all the stocks that are red flagged, unable to settle, most of them are stocks that are being overly shorted. And I think I'm waiting. Where is the government response to get the short selling heat off the airlines, off the hospitality companies, off oil, energy? All of these companies are under attack, and we cannot let foreign intervention in our markets short these stocks further. It takes away the public option for them to go out and raise some capital when this is done, because they're depressing the share price. SEC, government, we need to ban short selling in all of the stocks in the major affected areas, okay? That's my PSA for today. Now, joining me right here in studio, Jennifer Bork-Cuevas is with me. She's a disaster mental health expert, and Robert Hornak usually weighs on the mental health of Democrats when he mixes it up on our show, but he's a Republican strategist. Rob, you heard the president talking about this invisible enemy.
Yeah.
You know, I think politics is off the table now.
I agree.
It's really about uniting the country.
That's
it's not
correct.
about calling names and stuff like that. How do you see it? What's happening in Republican circles?
Republicans are very nervous about what this is going to mean politically for Trump, obviously, come November. I think that they are being overly concerned and overly strategizing right now. I think we need to just take a deep breath, let this situation play out a little bit. Look, when we were first coming in about a month and a half ago, with how to handle this, that was the time for some political jockeying and strategizing and to figure out how to respond. We've now set the course for how we're going to respond. Right? We're responding. We have shut down this country, essentially. There's nothing going on. So what we need to do is get behind our leadership. It's not just Trump who's showing tremendous leadership right now, but a lot of the governors, including Andrew Cuomo, who I'm usually very quick to criticize. But today I'm very quick to applaud, because I think he has, for the most part, been very responsible in how he's approaching this and working with the federal authorities and working with President Trump to try to make sure that we come out of this as quickly and hopefully painlessly as possible.
Jen, what do you think? I mean, should people even be worrying about politics at this point?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. All parties need to come together and work together. This is about human life at this point. I agree with you.
All right. Well, President is also fielding issues about somebody calling this virus the Kung flu. Here was his response to the Kung flu statements.
Second question is, there are at least one White House official who used the term Kung flu, referring to the fact that this virus started in China. Is that acceptable? Is it wrong? Are you worried that having this virus be talked about as a Chinese virus, that might help?
I wonder who said that. You know who said that?
I'm not sure the person's name, but would you condemn the fact
say
that
the term
Kung flu?
again.
A person at the White House used the term
just a term.
Kung flu. My question is, do
Kung
you think
flu.
that's wrong, Kung flu? And do you think using the term Chinese virus, that puts Asian Americans at risk, that people might
No, not
target
at all.
them?
No, not at all. I think they probably would agree with it 100%. It comes from China. There's nothing not to agree. Okay, how about last question? Please go ahead. Say-
Isn't it crazy, Rob? Isn't it crazy? Last minute here.
Yeah.
Why does he have to defend himself about someone said, someone said, someone said? It's nuts.
This is the gotcha politics of Washington these days, and it's unfortunate that they can't just stop for a couple of weeks and address the seriousness of this illness. People need to be reassured. Look, we're seeing a rush on toilet paper that is inexplicable. It's
Right.
currency that seems to be worth more than gold. I'm lucky. I stocked up a couple of weeks ago, not even knowing. But this is nuts. People need to be reassured that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Our government and our leaders will handle this, and life will return back to what we knew previously, and it won't be that long.
Tremendous. I'm going to have to leave it there. Just in case you wanted to know, I pulled off the first ever coronavirus trade today where I had a load of toilet paper and I had a couple of boxes of Ritz crackers, but they were out of Cheese Whiz. And my friend Adam couldn't get his hands on toilet paper, so we actually did an over-the-counter trade today, barter, old school style, the first ever Corona trade, 6 rolls of toilet paper for 1 can of Cheese Whiz. And it happened, and it went down. Thanks a lot, pal.
Thank you.
Just make sure you stay out there Kung Flu fighting with you and the family. You do the
Absolutely.
same. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and wrap it up with Eric Mitchell right after this.